Update. Girlfriend's best friend demanded I break up with her so he could date her. Original story. Title says most of it. My girlfriend has a friend we'll call not really friend, NRF. NRF has obviously had a thing for my girlfriend for a long time, but she told him firmly that they're just friends. Well, she was engaged to her last boyfriend, and NRF was obviously very upset about this. Then the boyfriend cheated on my girlfriend, and somehow the event was recorded on his cell phone and anonymously sent to my girlfriend. They broke up, and NRF immediately started making moves on my now girlfriend, but my girlfriend got on plenty of fish and met me. NRF was absolutely livid about this. It was immediately hostile towards me. Finally, last night he messaged me and demanded I break up with my girlfriend so he could date her because they were meant to be together. That I'm abusive. I'm not. And on and on. I showed my girlfriend a message, and she was at loss. I told her that we can't continue if NRF is in the picture, but I'm pretty sure he set up her ex to cheat on her so he could move in. She's not sure what to do, but I'm firm. Should I break up with her if she refuses to cut NRF out of our lives? Now for the top advice before reading the update. You're right here, to be honest. Sucks for her, but NRF sounds like he's not right in the head and potentially dangerous. I would have the same expectations as you in your position. She needs to cut him off completely if she wants a chance at a healthy relationship with anyone. He's waving his true colors at her. Good luck. Great points. Hope it's good that he told her you can't stay together if she's still friends with him. Try to talk to her again from the point of her safety. He really does sound like he could get dangerous. You care about her as a person, not just as your girlfriend. Even if you were just friends, you wouldn't want to worry about this guy around her. Y'all are too old for this kind of drama. Yes, break up with her if she refuses to cut this predatory creep dude out. Tell me about it. I feel like I'm back in high school. It's only the tip of the drama iceberg if she keeps relationships like that alive. That fact that she's not sure what to do speaks volumes. Should be an easy decision. She's always felt sorry for him. I think that's why she let him hang around rather than any real friendship. Why does she feel sorry for someone who is aggressively interfering in her relationships? He's not some poor little puppy. He's a disrespectful jerk who doesn't care about what she feels or wants and will stumble over boundaries to get what he wants. Either she's extremely naive or she enjoys the attention. At 37, my money is on he enjoys the attention. And now for the update. Long story short, she cut him off, blocked him and everything, and told him to forget she existed. We talked about it, and she decided she was done with him after she realized that she'd do this no matter who she dated. She thought she could just ghost him and he'd give up after getting no response. Well, after a couple of days of him spamming her phone alternatively with professions of love, and demands she call the police to have me arrested for mistreating her, she had enough and texted him the above. She did it through text, so there would be a record of what was said so he couldn't claim she said things she didn't. He went predictably crazy, but she stuck to her guns. He messaged her from an alternative account and said he was going to end himself if she didn't break up with me and get with him. Her last response ever to him was, "It's sideways for attention, long ways for results." Yes, it's childish, but she figured he was being a child, so she threw that out there. She'd never been mean to him before, but it seemed to work. She hasn't heard from him since. I checked, he's not dead. His posting on another forum about the evil man who kept him from his true love and how he'll never be happy, it is all my fault, so I consider this a win. Also, in one of his last messages, he accused me of using witchcraft to seduce her. He's from a very conservative Christian family that believes in that sort of thing. He was always inviting her to church. She's not religious at all. Maybe he decided God wanted them to get married or something. Sorry there's not more, but that's all I'm comfortable sharing. Dude, anyone who would say this to a stalker, her last response ever to him was, "It's sideways for attention, long ways for results," should never be trifled with. Marry her. I can't. I'm too busy summoning demons to seduce more women to my dark cause. Look for my next thread. An incubus stole my girlfriend. What do I do? In a couple of weeks. Don't forget to use plenty of salt in your protective circle. Seriously though, you and your lady should continue to be careful for some time yet. This guy has invested way too much time and energy into his delusions for this to be the end. He might be quiet now, but he'll probably resurface somehow, somewhere. They usually do. If you both don't have security cameras at home, I suggest that you get some. I do, and she's getting some. She's sure he'll pop up again after a while to see if we're still together. She doesn't do social media, so he'll have a hard time following her online. She's put the word out to her friends that he knows about not to give him any information. Any tips on witchcraft stuff? Asking for a friend. Seriously now, good thing she saw reality for what it was. As others have said, be careful for the foreseeable future, and keep the records of his rants in case a restraining order is needed. One thing you might want to consider, if he threatens self-harm again, call 911. Get him picked up on a psychiatric hold. Show him that you don't mess around with self-harm threats. My friend Sam was dating a woman who locked herself in the bathroom and threatened to end herself because he was trying to break up with her. So he called 911. She overheard him and came out of the bathroom saying she didn't mean it. She got to spend 48 hours at the hospital because Sam does not mess around with self-harm threats. I've known several people who ended themselves. Self-harm threats are nothing to take lightly, ever. Good for your friend. Last story is titled, Update. Found out husband 25 male has been cheating on me 24 female, and I haven't told him yet. Original story. I'm totally shaking right now and my mind is numb. So if this doesn't make any sense, please keep that in mind. Husband 25 male and I 24 female have been married for a year and a half. We celebrate our second anniversary in February. We knew each other since college, and he's always been a good husband and partner. Weirdly enough, lately he was even more attentive than usual, and honestly it felt great to have a partner who wanted you so much, and I didn't have the slightest clue that it might even be a lie. I wouldn't have even suspected anything, but about a week ago I asked to use his phone to call my parents who live in another country, as his phone plan has international free minutes. But he refused, saying he used them all up. When I asked to check how many are left, he got frustrated as he was playing on his PS5 and just wanted to play in peace. I shrugged it off as stress, but something in the back of my mind was telling me to look into this further. For the next few days, every time I would ask to see his phone, he would get defensive. The other day he did hand me his phone, but hovered over me the whole time, then snatched it right away saying he needed it for work. Mind you, I only asked for it to use his PayPal account. I didn't even go near any of his social media apps. I'll admit my curiosity got the best of me, while acting like I was scrolling through my phone to take note of his passcode. It took a while, but I finally got it. The only time the phone isn't on him is when he's asleep. So last night I took it and started searching. To his credit, I found nothing in his contacts or his latest chats to suggest he was having an affair. But once I checked the archives in his WhatsApp, it was all there. He's cheating on me with a co-worker. One I've met many times, and she would have been the last person I would suspect. She is married, 38 years old, and has a 12-year-old daughter. I feel disgusted reading all of their chats. I felt like I was going to throw up. But the biggest punch in the gut was when he told her that he loved her. She's out on vacation and he told her, I can't wait to see you. And I wish your husband wasn't there so I could pick you up from the airport and hug you. Honestly, I feel numb. My heart has been shattered into a million pieces this morning. When he was leaving, I told him I was sick and couldn't get up. He asked if he needed to take me to the doctor, to which I just said I'll ask my friend to take me, and he left. I don't know how to talk to him about this. A part of me wants answers, but another part of me wants to believe this isn't real and to save my marriage. But what is there to save if he's already told this woman he loves her? I feel so many things. So much anger, resentment. Yet I'm utterly crushed and I have been second-guessing myself. Did I go wrong anywhere? I know I shouldn't think like this, but I can't help myself. I don't know how to go forward with this. He's going to be back home in a few hours. I thought about breaking everything in the house so he could see how he broke our home, then thought of leaving without telling him, but I want answers as well. I seriously don't know what to do here. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Call a lawyer. Show him what you have. This is a situation which requires a clear head and a steady hand. I do have screenshot, but I'll be honest, you telling me to call a lawyer was like being hit by a ton of bricks. I don't know if I can go through with this, let alone a steady hand. Don't say anything to him. He will only deny or blame you. I know this is a massive shock, but you will never be in a stronger position with him than you are now. Get STD tested ASAP. People don't just wake up and turn into cheaters. The cheating you know about is usually just the tip of the iceberg. Contact a divorce attorney, gather all the information he tells you to, and then serve him with papers. Check out the Chump Lady website. Good luck. We don't live in our home country. Shouldn't I have to fly back there as that's where we got married to do all this? Tell her husband. She deserves to have her own life blown up as well. It's called consequences. He needs consequences too. Don't bury this and play the pick-me dance. That never works. Oh, I'm trying to get hold of her husband, and basically what I've been doing all day. So far, all I've got is an Instagram account which doesn't seem active. Do not say a word until you've spoken to an attorney and got yourself sorted. Then talk to the husband and let him get his affairs in order before you blow the lid off. Edit. Hi guys, I'm currently on a plane back home. I have major motion sickness on planes, so I can't look at phone screens for too long, but I just wanted to inform you guys that I talked to my husband. The short version is, he's also on the next flight back home. We lived in an Islamic country and adultery is a crime, for which he could be jailed for months if the husband files a report on him. So obviously he was more worried about himself than our marriage. Currently I don't feel anything for him, not even anger. I think I'll get my things sorted out after I've thought things over a few days. Thanks for all the support and well wishes. Truly, you all have been amazing. And now for the update. First off, I want to apologize for not properly replying everyone and going missing in action. I still have many unread chats and replies on a post, which was locked by the time I could get around to it. It's been a hectic few days for me, to say the least. While still answering all of you, the husband of the affair partner replied to my DM. I had sent him a simple, "Hi, can you please reply to this, it's kind of important." And while his profile seemed inactive, he surprisingly replied quite quickly. I got to the point so I wouldn't chicken out, and told him how his wife and my husband are having an affair. Explained to him they work together and sent him the screenshots of the WhatsApp chat. Reminding you I had yet to confront my own husband with everything, as he hasn't arrived from work yet, and there was a good few hours before he usually arrived home. I guess the husband might have confronted his wife. And through her, my husband found out, but it was obvious he knew because that night didn't arrive at his usual time. I was thinking of packing up everything and leaving without telling him to begin with, but I guess I wanted answers from him as to why he'd do this to me. When it dawned on me that this man is a coward and I should just leave for my own betterment, I booked a flight back home and left for the airport before he even arrived home. I was waiting for the results of my COVID test at the airport when he called me asking where I was, and I told him. Part of me wants to laugh at what happened next, and part of me wants to cry. Not even in my wildest dreams would I have dreamt of the scenario. He tells me to wait for him and we'll take the next flight after this one together. I ask him why would I even consider waiting for him, and he tells me it's all because of my stupidity. As we lived in an Islamic country, adultery is a crime punishable by at least a few months up to a year. So if her husband files a report, he could end up in jail. He basically orders me to stay put, and that we'll talk when he arrives at the airport. I flat out tell him I'm leaving, and that he knows about the law and I didn't. He should have thought twice before sleeping with someone else's wife. After that, I turned off my phone and boarded my flight a few hours later. Now I'm back home, and everything is slowly sinking in. It's apparent my marriage can no longer go on. I have no love left for the man who, instead of apologizing or at least faced me, ended up telling me, "How could you?" and turned me into the bad guy. His parents have even accused me of ruining their son's career, as his boss fired him at his AP when he found out, and even blacklisted him. So now he can't get another work visa for that country. Also, because he left in such a hurry, many things were left unresolved, like we had paid a whole year's rent in advance and still had a few months in the lease. And also things like the furniture and monthly bills. So now he's scrambling trying to get his friends to suspend everything and sell off the furniture, and his parents are angry at the amount of stress I've caused their son. Thankfully, my parents, most of our friends, and even most of his family are on my side and agree he's the one who screwed up. Many of you suggested I do something to get revenge, but honestly, none of this was my intention. Neither do I get any happiness from it. I also have zero intention of wanting anything out of the divorce. I can earn my own money, and there's nothing he can give me that will make the pain and heartbreak I've felt these past few days any better. I'm not shaming people who do seek alimony. I'm just saying I prefer to sever all ties and finish this off as soon as possible. I want to move on with my life and have already reached out to my old employer for joining the company, to which they told me I could return whenever. Plus, I'm reconnecting with all old friends I missed while living abroad. Husband has hinted me he wants to talk and maybe even consider reconciling, but I've made a strict only talk to my lawyer rule and made it clear that is not happening ever. I don't know if this is a good update, but this is the current reality. My divorce might take a while, maybe even up to a year, as judges usually will give couples a few months if one person seeks reconciliation and isn't willing to have an uncontested divorce. So for now, this man is still legally my husband, but emotionally he's currently a complete stranger to me. I thank all of you for the love and support. The advice you all gave was really great. Thanks to all of you, I'm currently lawyered up and all contact is through him. Screw him. Good for you, Opie. Sorry this happened. Stick to your guns. Better yet, don't screw him. It only communicate via lawyers. All the best for you, Opie. Sounds like you are in a good place and there is no need for revenge on your ex-husband. He has created a very large mess all by himself. It will take time for you to process all. Talk with family, friends, tell them everything. Have the best life going forward. His parents are angry at the amount of stress have caused their son. The amount of stress he caused himself and you. Make sure to always stress how this is 100% his fault. And no his fault but his. He deserves everything he's getting and more. He's the freaking moron who lost his wife and job so he could get his dick wet. Knowing it was a crime. Knowing all the consequences. No mercy on that guy. None at all. His parents have even accused me of ruining their son's career as his boss fired him at his AP when he found out. It even blacklisted him so now he can't get another work visa for that country. So it had nothing to do with him sleeping with another man's wife in a country where adultery is illegal and punishable by law? The apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. Imagine the horror of these people being grandparents to your kids. Thank God you dodged that bullet. I'm currently lawyered up and all contact is through him. Well done. You're going to be fine.